So StockTwits is a very simple service. We developed a semantic tag for parsing out conversations on Twitter about stocks. So the idea of StockTwits looks and feels, sorry guys, looks and feels much like Twitter does, but we're pulling real-time trading ideas. And what I love about Twitter is the fact that you can exchange ideas in real time, and I think people in the financial sector have always been willing to pay for ideas. One of the most popular parts of Bloomberg is Bloomberg Chat, and the way we look at Twitter and StockTwits is as like a social Bloomberg, meaning it's truly open. Anybody can participate in a conversation, and as we get closer to the market open and throughout the day, you'll see thousands of ideas flowing through the main filter, which is just basically the fat pile.
We developed Wine Twist to help us serve as create a linchpin, essentially, for wine enthusiasts and the partners we work with, who are typically retailers of wine and spirits and brands. Our vision, and again, we're 2 months young. We have just over 3,500 followers, I think, or close to 3,500 followers. Our vision is to use a web-based application as well as tap into mobile applications, iPhone applications, to build relationships with wine consumers and trade members as well. Again, we'll build relationships through Twitter, and we found that these relationships, in some cases, become one-to-one relationships, and in other cases, become one-to-many. We believe we can use Twitter to help share information, educate consumers, quickly link off to other blogs and other web sites. And as Howard said, we find when people send messages towards us at Wine Twits, we're able to find new wines, new information, and people start sharing with the community. At the end of the day, we're looking to use Twitter to drive case sales for our retail and winery partners.
So one thing that I do know is you've come into contact with a lot of major brands out there, and they're kind of in this funny position where they like what, like I was talking to the guy who does the Virgin America accounts, and he's saying, we like what we're doing, we want to know where to go next, and I suspect there are a lot of brands out there who'd be happy to throw $100 grand at it, but Twitter's not taking their money right now. So we'll see what they come up with, but who knows?
I mean, I also think, I'm not going to totally speculate on that one, but in terms of my company and, where we find value in Twitter, we certainly, if they start charging for API usage, which it looks like they might be positioned to do with lowering their trial limit, that would be something that could potentially be interesting to us because we aggregate a lot of customers that would want to sit on top of the Twitter platform. And I think that the other thing that is also valuable is that they sit on certain profile information. I mean, just in terms of mobile commons and what we do, a big part of what we do is we aggregate data. And we put together a lot of different profiles so that when somebody has an account with a nonprofit, they do recurring credit card donations, they have their name and their email and their address, and we can sort of correlate that to phone number and do some geolocation information and sort of build out this profile. Twitter has a lot of information about that stuff too. And for it to really become useful, I think, to brands and things like that, to be able to do more targeted messaging, to be able to figure out, if they can do like media buys there in some way, Twitter's going to have to open up that information a little bit to play with other systems.
And I definitely agree. I think that we would pay for access to the API as well as access to a Google Analytics type of system